Hey guys, what is up? How are you doing? It's Vest back with another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. One of the last Black Ops 2 gameplay commentaries before Ghost comes out. And this is how to enter the competitive scene. A quick guide on how you form your team, what positions to play, all the stuff you need to know to enter the competitive scene. Let's get into it. So first off, define the competitive scene just a little bit. The competitive scene is a whole lot of things. It's where 4v4 teams face off. It can be game battles, it can be scrimmages, it can be 8s lobbies, it can be league play even. It can be a whole variety of things. So the first step in actually creating a successful competitive team and entering the competitive scene is finding a really good team. And how do you find a really good team? There's a variety of ways. You can go on forums, you can look for people in PubMatch, scouting people, you can use my community that I'm building, a whole variety of ways. And what you want to look for in teammates is a very crucial aspect of how your team is actually going to perform. So if you don't like people that rage, you don't play well when you have people raging in your ear, you're probably not going to want to look for somebody that complains after every death. Even though that's completely fine to some people don't like it. Some people play worse when people are raging. So what you want to look for in teammates is actually more or less half and half of their actual personality and their actual skill level and game mechanics. So their personalities, you want to actually work well with them in and out of the game, as in you want to get along with them not only when you're playing, but when you're not playing the game. The skill aspect comes in. You obviously want to have someone good on your team, or a variety of people that are good on your team. So you obviously want someone that has a really good shot. They know their callouts, they call out all the time. But as shown in Black Ops 2, the main thing that you're going to want is to pick up people that are different positions than you. And you might think, positions, this isn't football, this is Call of Duty, how are their positions? And there are actually a variety of positions. The main four in Black Ops 2, we don't really know which ones are going to be in Ghost, but the main four in Black Ops 2 were the Anchor, the Support, the Slayer, and the Objective player. The Anchor's job was to use an assault rifle and hold spawn so that you would spawn near the objective. The OBJ's job, the Objective player's job, was obviously to constantly, if it was capture the flag, grab the flag, cap the flag. If it was hardpoint, get in the hardpoint, keep the points. If it was search and destroy, you would have the bomb. Support player fills in where he's needed. He can use an AR or an SMG. And the Slayer would use whatever he wants as long as he's getting streaks and keeping the enemy team away from streaks. So once you have your team and you have your positions and you have it all set up, you're going to want to define what your team is looking to accomplish. Are you looking to be a really hardcore competitive team, participate in 360 icons tournaments, get to the top 100 in game battles, rankings? Or are you looking for a more casual competitive scene like league play, or maybe even a little bit of game battles, 8 scrimmages, stuff like that? Or are you looking to pub stomp? You also want to define what your team personality is going to be. Are you going to try to win at all costs? If you don't win, you're not having fun? Are you going to go by the personality or the motto of winning is fun but it's not everything? Or are you going to try to have a fun overall personality? Make sure that you form the team with members that want the same things as you. Now the next step, once you've actually gotten your team together, is to practice. You can do this a variety of ways. The ways I actually did it with my team were getting into 8s lobbies, which are basically 4v4 pickup games. And you can do it with your team, or you can do it by yourself and get picked up by 3 other people. And scrimmages. You scrim other teams in competitive game modes on competitive maps. You just organize that. You can organize that in a variety of ways. You can go on forums and ask for scrims. You can go on Twitter. You can do it in my community if you wanted to, or you can even do it in a community like Farico. So once you actually get into 8s lobbies and you start scrimming and you actually start getting really good and start building your chemistry, team chemistry is probably the most important thing to being successful as a team. If you are not good on team chemistry, you're not going to be a good team. If you're not calling out, you're not going to be a good team. Everything is about communication and this sort of meta game. If you're a really good shot and you have 3 other people that are a really good shot, are you going to be good? You probably are, but if you actually called out, if you had teammate chemistry, you would be just next level as a team. So once you have your 8s lobbies and scrims done, you never really finish those, but once you feel comfortable enough, you get into game battles. Game battles will set you up with completely legitimate games, MLG, and game battles variant rule set, and this is a great way to practice. It'll give you a ranking and some perspective on how good your team actually is. I've had teams that think that they're absolutely atrocious, and they get into game battles, and they're actually really good. I've had teams that think they're the best thing since Call of Duty 4, and they get into away from pub matches, and they get into game battles, and they're just completely and utterly awful. It gives you a really good perspective of where you stand skill-wise, not only as a team but as an individual. If you're losing your gunfights, or if you're winning your gunfights, you can tell how good you are compared to how good you actually thought you were. It also gives you a lot to learn. You can learn a lot from playing competitive. You can get a lot better and raise your game to the next level playing competitive. So once you've gotten your GBs, and once you feel comfortable with those, the next step is getting into Icons tournaments. Icons tournaments are extremely important. They are extremely hard to win, but they are extremely rewarding. Icons tournaments, 360icons.com, and PGL tournaments are extremely important to gaining sponsors, which is the next step. There's 2 types of sponsors. There's one sponsor that will look at your Twitter following, your social media outreach, how much publicity you can actually get their product. Control Freaks is one of them. If you have a lot of followers on Twitter or you have a lot of subs on YouTube, they will sponsor you because they know that you can get a review out and get your opinion of the product to people that actually care about your opinion, which will in turn get them more money because the people that you tweet to, the people that you make videos for, will then go out and buy the product. The other type of sponsorship is based on pure numbers. If you're doing really well in Icons tournaments, you have a really good GB rank, you can get these types of sponsorships. Now I want to be clear, Red Bull, Scuff, Control Freak, they are not the only sponsorships out there. There are minor control companies that could even give you a free controller if they think you're good enough. There are several, I cannot stress this enough, several minor sponsorships out there. They're low-level companies looking to sponsor you, and they're just waiting. Twitter is the best way to get in contact with them. There are sponsorships everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed this guide, guys, to entering the competitive scene. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. Quick note on the gameplay before we leave. This is a gameplay where I actually got Dogs and Swarm in League Play CTF on Raid. It was really funny because the teammate that I was playing with kept on telling me I was bad, kept on telling me I would never get streaks, kept on bashing me, and when I dropped Dogs and Swarm, I just laughed at him because the best streak he had gotten was Stealth Chopper. And it was actually a mistake because I had been playing Mosh Pit earlier, and this was my first time on Black Ops 2 for a while, and I forgot to switch my streaks back over. As you usually know, I use VSAT as my 3rd streak, but obviously that's not allowed in Champion Series, so I was only using 2 streaks, and I ended up dropping Dogs and Swarm on this guy. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please leave a like. If you really liked the video, please favorite the video. If you want more of my great content, please subscribe. I'm working hard every day to provide you the best, entertaining, most helpful content. Please support it. Leave any suggestions in the comments below. See you in the next video, guys. Peace.